The Runner and Gunner Show! Nothing. Yes.
Yeah.
Monday morning 6.
Cheers, Gunner.
Cheers, the runner.
Woo.
Yeah.
Ah, what a beautiful
Get my special.
Monday morning. The 17th it is. And welcome, everybody. I hope you guys are out there having a beautiful drive and this beautiful day. We got that nice non-April showers today. The traffic is smooth. A lot of people are still on vacation, still recovering from their Easter a couple weeks ago.
Spring break.
Yeah, spring breaks, and everybody's having fun. You know, if you're still on spring break, flash your tenant. I mean, have
Spring
a great,
break.
have a great
2023.
Yeah.
Everybody, it is Monday morning.
Monday morning.
Take a sip of your coffee. Take yourself a long, deep breath. Think about the best way your week could possibly go.
And how can you improve that?
How could it even be even better? Just think about the end of the week, you standing there having had the perfect week.
Wait a minute, Gunner. I
what
know
does that look like?
by listening to the Runner and Gunner show on Mondays.
Of course.
That's the best way to improve your weeks.
Yes.
That's the best way to start your week.
That is the correct
so
answer.
You're already one step ahead of everybody by listening to the show. You guys are already moving in the right direction.
Yes. So continue to be awesome, and then we won't have to kick you in the toes and make you nose.
Yeah, kick your noses. Because just like the video game God of War, it likes to step on people's toes and slice them in the nose. But he has those two big chains and he throws them and he takes down the big enemy, sometimes by the nostrils. Sometimes he throws them in their feet so they could all fall all the way face forward to the ground. Yep. I mean, that game is amazing. We're talking about God of War Part 1 today. PlayStation 2 created it back in the year 2005.
2005,
March 22nd.
God of War. So everybody out there, this is the God of War episode
of the
Runner and Gunner podcast. Everybody out there, listen. We're going to be talking to you about the God of War game.
God of War, the original.
Don't you like that game?
Part 1, everybody. I mean, this game set off so many fight games. It influenced lots of games. We're talking about from Skyrim, Fallout 3, all these big fight, even Mortal Kombat. A lot of Mortal Kombat was taken before it got super violent. The violence is introduced by God of War. And it even helps a little bit of Grand Theft Auto. I know Grand Theft Auto was probably before it, but either way, it was around the same time. So they pretty much influenced each other and fed off each other. So this game was huge. It was a big deal. It won Game of the Year awards back in 2009. And this is actually 4 years after it came out. So that means this game was so strong and still going on so long that it was kicking butt. Yeah.
It was still growing. It was still getting better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, this game is pretty great. Everybody out there on a scale of 1 to 10, really think about it. What do you give the God of War Part 1 game? Mainly for the PlayStation 1. PlayStation 2. If it came out for any other systems or if you get it nowadays on your cell phone.
Yeah.
Still, give us a rating. What do you think the game is? 1 to 10.
1 through 10.
God of War.
Give it a rating. Yeah, let us know.
I will give it up.
It features 8. Puzzles, and also like you do these puzzles, you unlock puzzles, and they're pretty hard. See, those weren't really common in games back then. They were easy puzzles, but this is where they made it a little more complicated, kind of like Uncharted style puzzles. So Uncharted actually, it's influenced so many different games.
God of War influenced Uncharted, definitely.
It did influence Uncharted. There were so many games. I mean, this game was huge.
What influenced God of War? I'll tell you what game it was. It was called Ninja Gaiden. By Ninja Studios. Back before this game even came out. And Ninja Gaiden was actually good it created Prince of Persia. I don't know if you remember that one. And then it was this one. There was probably a few more back in the day.
Yeah.
But God of War, Prince of Persia,
what about the one with the girl? What's her name? The ponytail? What's her name?
Oh,
the girl.
Lara
Croft. Yeah, probably Ninja Gaiden probably influenced Lara Croft, and then after Lara Croft, this one came along as well. So I mean, there was a line of to where these games have came from. You know, like they were pretty much, that's the background of where these games all started. And these games.
I could definitely say that
huge.
Ninja Gaiden Part 1 for Xbox.
Oh man, great game.
It's better than God of War. However, Part 2 is not better than God of War.
And Part 3 is pretty dang good too, though.
Part 3, they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
But only Part 1 is better than God of War. Ninja Gaiden Part 2 and Ninja Gaiden Part 3 to me aren't as good as God of War Part 1. And God of War Part 1 is way better than Prince of Persia to me.
So it sold more than 4.6 million copies worldwide, and that's only on the PS2. See,
4.6?
That's not even counting. Yeah.
Yes, that is a lot of copies. Good. Solid gold.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of copies. I mean, it's been highly praised for its graphics, its sound, its story, and its gameplay as well. It's been cited as one of the greatest video games ever made. So, I mean, the success of the game led to the development of 8 more games later on, which we'll be talking about. We'll discuss those games later on, so we're not going to bring those up right now. But, I mean, see, a game that huge, and then it creates 8 more games. That's a big, huge deal. That means it created a pathway for a whole genre or a whole creation of something new.
This single game made 8 more games.
8 more games.
You know what else was cool about it? It was like you do like puzzles or mini games. They call them
mini games
when you fight a big bad guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then
those are cool.
I actually used to hate it back in the day. Let me tell you, I used to say like they stole it from Dragon's Lair, which also, you know, that's another game that was God of War.
Shout out to Dragon's Lair.
Or God of War was influenced by, but like Dragon's Lair, you go around corners and then you got to press square or circle as fast as you can to die or live. And depending on which one you press at the right time, it changes the story.
Yeah.
God of War doesn't have a changing story, but it does have the hit the button when you're prompted. And
and if you don't on time, then it screws up and you get hit, and that's how you can lose if you don't hit it on time, because they give you only a certain amount of seconds.
Or the animation will break.
And then and then you have to start all over, and then you lose health points that way by getting hit. So it's crazy.
So like you'll be hitting someone, and then they'll be like press triangle, and you press triangle, and then it'll be like show a little animation of a dragon flying, and then like it'll be like press circle real quick, and then you'll do it.
And then you could hop on him or something.
Yeah, he'll hop on him, and it'll be like press circle again. You'll like put your chain around him, and you'll take him down. You know.
Yeah.
And cool. It's pretty cool. Like it makes for some good action sequences.
And plus, it's one of the first games that came out with these camera angles that are much more different than the regular angles, because the angles they would show you, like, say you're far away and then you hop on his shoulder or something, and so they'll give you like the close up of the shoulder, and you just punching the shoulder with the two what are they called, the braces things that he has, those the weapon he has.
Yeah.
And so he'll be the spikes. He'll be just punching them in with those spikes.
Oh yeah.
And
those things are dope.
Yeah. So he has it's a Greek mythology game, and it's mainly, it's based off of Greek mythology, and Greek mythology was a huge thing. A lot of Greek mythology, and it's what's that one movie that they made that it's based off
Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, Clash of the Titans. There you go. It's back in early 80s.
Or Jason and the Argonauts.
Jason and the Argonauts too. That one's a little older, but they're both the same concept, which is Greek mythology. Greek mythology is a big deal. Like Medusa, she touches you, or she looks at you, you turn to stone. And then there's some guys can fly. Yeah, she's deadly.
Oh, yeah.
She's hard. She's a hard character to beat. So it's a big thing with
some guys can fly.
It should be big in the Greek community. Cyclops. Actually. I wonder how much it's sold in Greek. That'd be a good trivia question for God of War. Yeah.
God of War sold in Greece.
In Greece, yeah, in Greek. We're in Greekland.
Wait, they do play PlayStation 2 in Greece, right? They did play.
Oh yeah,
of course.
Oh yeah, heck Greece. Yeah. It was that big, and they have the Colosseum. I mean, dang.
That'd be like how many copies of Red Dead Redemption sold in California?
How many pizzas sold in Italy?
Oh, I mean, man.
How many tacos in Mexico, man?
Yeah.
It's the same question. That's what we're asking.
Red Dead. Oh, yeah. Speaking of tacos in Mexico, the creators are from California.
Mm-hmm.
The game is made in Santa Monica Studios.
And what inspired them? Tacos.
Tacos.
From Mexicans.
These designers in 2005, well, when they were developing it in 2003, were eating tacos.
They were known for eating tacos. That's all they served.
Probably when they finished a big week, they took shots of tequila.
Oh, yeah. Once they got
they did.
Big enemy down, once they figured out all the perks of how to kill the enemy and everything.
Once the animation was completed.
Yeah, then they'd eat some tacos and have a shot of tequila. After every level or every big enemy was done.
Yeah, it just makes you really think, like, what did it take to make this game? Like, it took a good team, they're all California, Santa Monica stoners.
Oh, hey, man.
Digital.
Let's do some Greek.
Business people. Like, what were they thinking? What was going on in their mind when they made this? Obviously, violence was one of them.
Yeah. Violence.
But what was, like, Kratos inspired of? I actually think that Kratos is a punk. I think that he's a little wimpy, but it doesn't matter because Kratos is ultimately you because you get to play as him.
Yeah.
But what was he inspired of? I think he was inspired by Bruce Willis and Nicolas Cage and all that.
Yeah, pretty much Die Hard and
a little bit of Die Hard,
a little bit of
what was new
Firehead.
In 2005? A little bit of Hugh Hugh Wolverine.
Hugh Hefner with the ladies and the other part where you become Hugh
Hefner,
and then the ladies give him a little massage sauce and they don't even show the area.
Oh yeah, in part 2 they got the game
where
you gotta knock over the vases. On part 2
you knock up what? Knock over the vases.
You never knock
but this is about part 1 only. Part 1 only is where you knock up Medusa. Medusa tries to seduce you. Medusa tries to seduce you and make your stone a stone.
Oh yes. So Matuna, Varuna,
Tunadusa,
Luna Vachon, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Kratos, they all go around fighting ancient Greek mythological creatures like the Abominable Snowman, Punk Diddly Daylops, Chuck E. Cheese, the dinosaur, the Stegosaurus dinosaur. Yep. So, in all these little adventures that Kratos goes through, you ultimately in each level fight a really big one.
Big guy. At the end of every level, you fight all these little mini guys.
Yeah.
And they come chasing after you. And
some big mini guys.
They come with sometimes some big mini guys. But they usually come after you with spears and swords and stuff like that.
Yep.
And chains. Some of them have chains and crazy other extra weapons. But when it comes to the main guys, they're humongous. They're like, they come out of nowhere. They just pop up. And then you just got to fight them and you got to throw combos in there.
Part of the story.
Yeah, you got to have combos. You got to have... That's when you go into that sequence to where you're pressing all those buttons.
Yeah, little mini games.
The mini games. Yeah, when you get to the mini games and then you got press. And that's how you end up killing them eventually. But it's not as easy as it sounds. It's very difficult.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of platforming too. So you got to be like jumping from platform to platform while killing the main bad guy.
I know, yeah.
And let me tell you, back in the day, PlayStation wasn't known for its platforming.
They're not at all.
So it can be a little frustrating. However, it does have a huge payoff.
Yeah, because sometimes they go way far away during the platforming. They go far away, and you're like a tiny little guy, and you got to time out the jump perfectly, or else you just fall to your miserable death, and then you got to start all over from where the checkpoint was. And the checkpoint could be so far away because back then it's not. They don't have autosave. They don't have autosave back then. Not like it is now. Yeah. They don't have autosave. They don't have restart from last checkpoint. No, you got to start from wherever you saved it yourself.
Yep, it could be frustrating at times, but like I said, the payoff's good when you finally hack the monster's head off.
Yeah,
and they flop into the ocean waters.
And,
it's pretty cool. I'd say that Ninja Gaiden was a little better though on Xbox originally. Ninja Gaiden, like you could climb off the walls while running forward.
Yeah, it's true.
Or you could climb off the walls by just jumping up them.
Yeah,
and then
that is true.
Jump off and slice a bad guy's head off.
Stealth kill, and they wouldn't even be detected back then, right? Undetected.
Stealth kills,
and that was crazy.
Yeah. And but the combos on God of War are better, and they're more. You can build bigger combos than on Ninja Gaiden. Probably about the same amount of enemies, but Kratos has this thing where he gets a chain and he whips it into your chin and slams you down. And you can glitch him out and you can continue doing a combo with that chain.
That's super cool.
Upwards to like 100 or beyond. Just keep pressing it and the bad guy doesn't die. It's pretty freaking awesome. Look at everybody. This is the God of War episode.
God of War
Talking
episode.
About God of War for the PlayStation 2. This is not really a review. This is more just like an awareness. We've become aware of God of War.
Aware of what a change it has made in the video game industry. So that's why we're talking about it, because it had changed the way we play video games, and the way like the mini games was probably one of the biggest deals of the whole game, because during these mini games they had like these scenes. It's kind of like cutscenes.
Set it apart from Ninja Gaiden.
Yes, the cutscenes are. It's not really cutscenes because you're actually playing in the scenes, but once you start pressing those combos in sync up, when you sync them up, and that's when the big combos start coming, and you start slamming them, and you start blowing his head up, and you start ripping his chins off, and taking his heart and throwing it against the wall, and just tearing things apart. And sometimes violence is good when it's against a bad guy and when you're playing as a good guy, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So it was okay back then. So it's okay now still. I approve of this game. It's really cool.
They definitely were.
You got to check it out.
Pushing the envelope though. With their
they were
in 2005.
But I mean, PlayStation 2 back then was actually willing to play to press. They were ready to go against what is going on now, which was irregular violence, which wasn't in video games back then. Yeah, it wasn't in video games back then as violent as they were. So they kind of revolutionized that. They revolutionized the way violence was created in video games, and how violence got bigger and how it changed video games. But they didn't make it seem like the bad guys were doing the violent part. It was actually the good guys that were doing it, and just to pretty much save the world.
It's true. They never showed the good guy getting tortured.
Yeah.
They always just showed the bad guys. And on God of War, they got away with it by making the bad guys non-human. Everyone was a monster. Everyone was like a dog creature or a pig creature.
Yeah, so cool.
Or there was some humans, but they were like zombies.
And again, shout out to Santa Monica Studios. They began their
Santa Monica Studios.
They started the development way back in 2002. So the game wasn't finished 2005. So it took about 3 years, something like that. The main director's name was David Jefe.
Oh, El Jefe?
And that's no wonder why the game came out the way it did. His name was Jefe.
El Jefe from
so they used
California.
To call Mr. Jefe. Can I have a taco if I create the perfect
I said we could have
killer?
Many tacos, mijo.
As Jefe would respond, El Jefe, can I have a shot of tequila? And he would bring out a big old bottle of Patron and say, all right, I'm going to count to 10 and just chug as much as you can and get back to work.
I told you, my nephew, you can have as much Patron as you need.
Gracias, Jefe.
And that's how we got God of War for Christmas.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, if you got God of War for Christmas, let us know. Even though it came out in March, it's a whole year for you to find out about it.
Yeah.
Hear about it in your school.
That's a long time,
on the playground, and then all of a sudden your parents bought it for you for Christmas.
Yeah, because it was expensive. And by then it was already becoming a classic. And everybody knew it was becoming a classic.
Yeah.
So it was still selling plenty of units.
So everybody, God of War. He's got a knife. He's got spikes. He's got swords. He gets more weapons. He can turn people into stone with the Medusa. He can electrocute people. He can get a bigger sword, get 100 hit combos, blood and guts, slamming people with the chain that he carries, just like Castlevania. It is a gruesome, ruthless, gruesome game. Everybody out there, it's the God of War.
The God of War!
The creator of the God of War franchise, the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Give God of War some wenches and meat. Everybody, we got to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the rest of the franchise.
More war.
The future of the franchise.
GOW.
And also we'll be talking about the Republicans.
And,
the vaccine.
The vax.
And what are we going to do about cigarettes?
Oh, yeah.
But all this and
so much more coming up after these commercial breaks.
And now a direct message from the National Heart Association.
Hey, Gunner, I just came from the doctors.
Oh, yeah? Really? Well, What did they say?
They said a glass of wine a day is good for the blood.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Check it out.
Whoa.
Gotta follow doctor's orders.
Listen to the Runner and Gunner Show. Welcome back. Monday morning crack
again, and we are here for your God of War special again, and
PlayStation 2.
The original God of War.
The original PlayStation 2. Whether you got it on PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 5, or you play it on your PC, or you play it on Steam, or you play it on Xbox Network if they got it, or if you're playing Ragnarok, or if you're playing it on a hack device, you have...
Don't do it.
In Zimbabwe.
In Zimbabwe?
Gas-powered. Chief style. Alright, everybody, we are back to the Runner and Gunner Show. We want you to know that we think that you are jabronis.
Awesome.
And we want you to stop
a jabroni.
being jabronis.
Please.
How can we make you stop thinking so stupid? Take your stupid thoughts and leave them at the garbage can.
Please throw them away.
Yes. Everybody, it's Monday morning
become
show.
Awesome.
Unless if you got money and chicks and new shoes.
And you are also an awesome person.
Then you got to be awesome. So be awesome.
Yeah.
It's Monday morning. Go
Monday
ahead
morning.
And slap some dollar bills in some homeless people's hands.
Oh, yeah.
Give some mooches to your ladies.
A lot of them.
Tell your kids to do good in school.
To be great.
And let everybody know that you're there for their help.
For their help
if they need a problem, if they got a problem, and, you could give them a hand.
Yeah. And you can even solve it.
Could even solve it, just like Kratos solved Athena's problem.
And a bunch of puzzles in God of War.
God of War.
The original.
Climbed Mount Olympus.
And it started back in March 2005, the 22nd of March, that is.
2005, God of War was released.
And there were so many Greek gods that were like, you know what, Kratos? Why don't you get your butt out there while we sit on our fat butts and freaking look down upon you and watch you fight the demons that we could kill by hand on ourselves. Just to prove yourself, Kratos.
Oh my
Get your butt. Okay,
goodness gracious.
That's how it all started. And they said, you know what? We could eliminate Medusa, but Kratos, why don't you get out there and eliminate her yourself?
Wow.
So that kind of angered Kratos. And what did he do?
He had to kill.
He had to kill.
And that's what
he had
did.
no choice. He had no choice. And he got out there and he freaking...
Oh, he needed a sequel. He needed a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
He needed to kill so much that he needed a sequel.
He needed a sequel. But that is on a different episode.
He needed 2 sequels.
And those will come in time.
But we're
going to tell you guys,
8.
He got 8 sequels.
He got 8 sequels.
He got like,
needed to kill so much.
It turned into the series of Kratos. Just murdering and merging and freaking splurging.
And the very interesting thing is that the person who made part 1, Santa Monica Studios, developed Ragnarok.
Whoa.
They
that's cool.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in Ragnarok.
Very cool. Very cool.
So it is a true progression of a game taken from 2005, progressed 20 years. It is true to its beginnings. There was no uphauling of the system that was already in place. It was a growing of the same system, and it's still continuing to grow. If you played God of War Ragnarok, which is the final or latest series in the God of War series, then you will know that it is very much the same game.
Yeah, and so the demo was released of God of War on January 1st, 2005. So right after 2004 ended, they wanted to start the year off of 2005 on the 1st with the demo. And it wasn't even titled God of War. It was God of War, the Hydra Battle. And it still had Kratos cheap. Battling opponents. And so
Poseidon?
Yeah, Poseidon. Oh, everybody. He was fighting people in the ocean, in the desert, and in the sky. So he was fighting all kinds of people. And
Ares.
See, it's hard to find that demo. I don't know if anybody, if you guys can find that demo out there, let us know.
You got the demo out there, anybody? If you do, let us know. The Runner and Gunner Show at gmail.com.
All the way from January, you had to wait all the way till March. And that's something that they don't do nowadays. Nowadays, the demo comes out maybe like not even a month, right? Just a couple weeks before the game's actually released.
Yes.
And so this was a very good strategy, I believe, to get sales going. It was probably a salesman strategy by Mr. El Jefe. Once again, the Jefe strikes. And the Jefe struck. He struck like that hard.
Yes.
And he struck everybody. And it worked. It worked. And that was why the Santa Monica games Santa Monica Studios was so different than any other
yeah, and it's true. And they used to go surfing too.
Yeah, and they would go surfing on your spare time. Shoot, in January, That's all they were doing was surfing.
That's all they were doing was in January.
Tequila shot in hand.
And also, they got some very good weed in California.
Oh, do they?
Especially in 2005, where Snoop Dogg knew.
Man, yeah. Snoop Dogg had all the good stuff. And he would bring it to El Jefe Studio.
Yes, Snoop Dogg.
The rumor goes that Snoop Dogg used to bring his own personal stash because he believed in the game so much. I don't know if he actually put money into the game, but I heard a rumor going around that he actually brought that Snoop Dogg Chronic back then that was so good that it made the God of War even better.
Did. Speaking of music, God of War had music. 7 God of War soundtracks have been commercially released.
Whoa!
And have featured several composers, including Gerard K., Ron Fish, and Mike Reagan.
Thank you, Ronald, for having Mike.
Part 1 had some good sounds, too. They all have some good sounds. Great sounds. Great game, everybody. God of War, this series. You must know it. So
back then, they even had PlayStation Plus. And if you were a subscriber to PlayStation Plus, you would get a free full hour of the game. So what I would do, if I was a PlayStation Plus holder back then, I would just play that game nonstop for the whole hour.
PlayStation Plus on PlayStation 2?
PlayStation 2.
Wow, you get to play a whole
But you'd have
hour.
to, back then, I think you'd have to connect it through the, Ethernet cable?
Oh,
and you have to direct connect. You'd have to direct connect to your box.
But
so that would piss a lot of parents off.
Yeah, but if you did it, you got a free hour of God of War.
If you had the PlayStation subscription and you downloaded it,
So there you go, everybody. The first episode of the God of War episodes that the Runner and Gunner Show podcast is going to do for you. We are going to do many more. Don't you worry.
Oh, man.
There's so much God of War that we got to continue talking about this on later episodes.
It's amazing. Yes.
For now, we got to go, but we want you to know, what do you think is better? Ninja Gaiden Part 1 or God of War Part 1?
Part 1.
Go ahead and leave us a comment on our Instagrams and our Twitters and our YouTubes and our boob tubes.
And anyway.
Whatever you got.
Leave it. Leave the comments and don't forget to say how awesome we were and how awesome we are and how awesome we are making you guys out there, because we are the Runner Gunner Show, the greatest show on this planet, everybody. And if there's any terrestrial planets, we're the greatest show over there too.
And remember, we will be hosting a drum circle at Santa Monica Beach in honor of the game that we just talked about.
And the winner is going to get an exclusive God of War in packaging, original, straight from Santa Monica Studios. So whoever wins that drum off gets the freaking free God of War.
Free.
Original packaging.
So there you go.
Signed by El Jefe himself.
So there you go, everybody. Come join us. This is the God of War episodes. We're going to be talking about a Sonic the Hedgehog next. We're going to be talking about WWE games.
Breaking them down.
And we're going to be getting these games, getting a copy available to us.
Yeah.
And so we can play them. But everybody, we're going to talk to you so much more. We just want to stay here and talk. But we very important.
Yeah, we can't though, because we got to go. It's the time limit, and the producers are already knocking on the window telling us get the heck out of the booth.
Can't you hear me knocking?
Yeah, they're knocking on the booths, and they're saying, "Hey, get out of there!" But we're trying to hold them off just so we could give you the information about the drum circle, and everything that's going on. So we're trying to give you as much information as we can in the little time that is possible that we have. But we do have to go now.
We do have to go. Here, we're
not going to leave you guys just like that.
We got the Lenny box right here where we do a couple seconds of Lenny music so that we can incorporate more Lennys so that we can ultimately fix them.
This is dedicated to you, Lennys.
Lennys, we will play this song for you. And also the ladies who like the song from Dancing in the Club, drink a little bit of mixed drink.
All right, get down. Get down, all you ladies. Lenny ladies.
All right, ladies, I cannot take any more of that. But there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Now it is time.
That was beautiful.
Now it is time.
Lee Bad. Just like the Snoop commercial. Thank you, Snoop, again. Shout out to Snoop. Shout out to
Snoop. WrestleMania was great.
Shout out to WrestleMania. I know what a great WrestleMania that was. The Snoop. Anyways, okay.
But now
it
is time.
We got to go, guys. Okay.
For a very special time of the show.
The best part of the show that we love to call the
2-minute rundown.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody, it's the 2-minute rundown. That means that it's a special part of the show where we give you the 2-minute rundown.
The NBA playoffs are going down right now. And for the first time in basketball history, all of California teams are in the NBA playoffs. We're talking about the Sacramento Kings, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Los Angeles Clippers, and Curry with the Golden State Warriors. So all California teams are in this. First time it's ever happened. We got Major League Baseball going on.
There it is. Shohei Ohtani and Trout are still kicking butt. Angels are going to make it to the playoffs this year.
Let's go, Dodgers!
Dodgers are losing to people like the Braves.
And we got the XFL. It's almost the playoff time, XFL. So we're going to let you guys know who's going to go to the playoffs and who's not. We got 2 more weeks of XFL before it's over the first inaugural season. We got the USFL coming back already for the first week. And so football nonstop all year has begun for the first time ever.
Long football. Isn't it great?
Yeah, it's the best thing ever. What about video games and what's coming out next month?
I'll tell you.
Super special, I heard.
April is already halfway done. We're already thinking about May. And in May, Zelda Breath of the Wild Part 2 is coming out. May 12th. Don't worry. Gunner and Gunner and I will be talking more and more about this game.
Oh, we're going to get it.
The sooner it comes.
Gunner and Gunner are going to get it. We're looking forward to get it at launch, but we're going to try and see when we can get it. We're gonna have a whole show on that game.
This week is Coachella. Coachella is going on. I don't know who's playing there. Few jabronis. I know Bad Bunny. I think Miley Cyrus.
If you like that kind
probably
of stuff,
your mama.
Woo!
They're all playing there. So go ahead and check it out. You got another.
Did you say Playboy Bunny?
Probably a few Playboy Bunnies there. Maybe a few Lennys also. So they're gonna scare the Playboy Bunnies away in case they are there.
Shout goes out to the National Heart Association for that commercial earlier. Thank you guys for that.
Yes.
And,
thank you very much.
Everything is going on. The Runner Gunner show is growing bigger and stronger.
I would like to thank our sponsors, Nike and IHOP. We'd like to thank Nike and IHOP, not together, but individually.
We like to thank In-N-Out. We like to thank
Oreo cookies and Nabisco.
Cookies. Thank you, Nabisco.
You should share them with your little kids.
Oh, yeah. And thank you, Nestle.
And a glass of milk.
And tell the girls, don't make it too quick.
And also, we'd like to really thank Nikes because they just gave us a brand new pair of shoes.
Thanks, Nikes.
It costs $5.99 retail. We got them for absolutely nothing.
Thanks,
They are amazingly comfortable.
Heck yeah.
You should go outside to your Foot Locker, your nearest little mall, wherever you place your feet. I feel like I'm floating on air. And get yourself some of these shoes.
Yeah, go get them. You got to go out there and get them.
It is April, everybody. April Fools. 420 this week.
420 is coming on Thursday.
If you're 420, you know what 420 is.
If you don't, then you better get on it.
Have yourself a blunt. Chung. Thank you. Willie Nelson.
Thank
you.
Snoop
Bob
Dogg.
Dylan. Thank you, Snoop Dogg.
John Lennon.
Yeah. Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre.
Just found out that Dr. Dre is
Biggie
coming
Smalls,
to Los
Tupac,
Angeles too.
Everybody.
Let him play.
Let him play. Let him play. Let him get down. And for all you 420 heads, we love you. Happy Thursday to you too.
Happy Thursday, happy Wednesday, happy Monday.
And if you could have a great Monday,
then
you could have a great life. From Runner and Gunner. We love you guys.
Take care, everybody. God bless you. Drive safe. Take a deep breath. Think about the perfect week. What's up, everybody?
Hey, everyone.
It's the Runner and Gunner,
Gunner Show.
And we'd like to talk to you about a very special called the Dylan's and Dylan's Beard Soap Special. For $2.99, you'll get 3 glorious bars of beard soap.
So glorious.
And a jug of liquid beard soap.
Oh, yeah. And you will attract all the ladies to your blenny beard.
Yes. So this Cinco de Mayo, if you're trying to attract all the Latinas, well, then you're going to want to get yourself this month's special of Dylan's and Dylan's Beard Soap Cinnamon Scent. And if you buy now, we'll throw in the extra Carnella beard spray.
And the beard spray is so awesome. All you got to do is spray, and it'll be smelling like Carnella all day.
So the ladies won't be able to keep their mouth off of you. They'll be running their fingers through your beard and telling you how handsome you are. So remember, this Cinco de Mayo, the Dylan's and Dylan's Beard Soap.
We got the horchata beard soap and the spray separately. Get it before Cinco de Mayo, and all the girls will be drinking your beard like Canela. Solid.
Runner and Gunner, not responsible for any injuries, postponements, or collateral that may occur during or post segments of our entirety of the show. You are now or have been listening to. We would like to add any involvement with similar subjects in the show are completely coincidental and may or may not be facts. We would also like to thank you, Lennox.